All right, what's going on, guys? Edward here, back with another video. Thank you so much for being here again. Today, I want to talk about something that is very important, and I feel like I wanted to share this. There isn't much content about this, and in the videos that I found, uh, they don't get many views. And the reason why they don't get many views is because people don't like to watch this type of videos. Because what I'm going to tell you here, you're not going to like it. If you're a beginner, you're not going to like it. But if you do want to learn, if you do want to know, or if you're watching this, it's probably because you're losing a lot, you're having a lot of losses, you're about to quit, right? I'm going to tell you here why you're probably failing. And if you correct these things, you should get out of the losing thing, you know? And when I say getting out of this losing thing or this losing streak, I'm not gonna say I'm not saying you're gonna be winning 100% of the times. That's not true, right? That's not true. You will be losing. You would still be losing, but it will be much more controlled, which is what you want to do. You want to have your losing trades controlled, and and just by what? By sticking to the plan, you know? Now, if you're watching this for the first time, please just make sure to watch until the end. I know this video is I'm just going to be talking right here. I'm not going to show charts or anything. I'm just going to be talking to you straight up and show you a couple of things that uh, I did and I'm still doing and to be profitable. But especially talking about why you're probably failing, okay? And one of those most important things is, unfortunately, social media. Social media right now are giving you an unrealistic expectation, are showing you a lot of fake stuff. It's probably not fake. It could be real, but they are exaggerating things. And I'm just going to give you one example right here. Now, I'm going to show you an Instagram account in a second that I really don't follow what he says. I don't agree. However, that's his style of trading. Everybody develops a different style in trading, right? If you're aggressive, more conservative, depending on what you like. And you have to figure that out, because you probably won't be, let's say, I don't know, let's say you're a mentor, right? Let's say you pay for a course and your mentor, it's a very aggressive type of mentor. Maybe you're not, how can I say? Maybe you're not going to be an aggressive type of trader, or you don't want to be an aggressive type of trader. You want to be more conservative. You want to trade much lower risk. You want to go easy on the trades. You don't want to be trembling, hands sweating. As soon as you make a position, you start sweating and scared, and you know. So not everybody can handle that type of pressure, right? So because of social media and YouTube, everybody's showing how much they're making, buying Lamborghinis, all that stuff. They're giving you an unrealistic expectation. So when you come to trading, you have that expectation that it is unreal. It's not true, right? It is freaking difficult. Trading is so hard. And I always say this, trading is a career. It is like a career. So if you're watching this video for the first time and you don't want to study, you don't want to learn, because now I'm saying that this is a career, and what it takes. If you want to be a lawyer, it takes years, 5-6 years, I want to say minimum. If you want to be a doctor, it's infinite. I don't know. It just you have to keep studying, depending on if you want to get a master or something, but at least 6, 7, 8 years or something like that. So in order to be able to be a doctor, so in trading, It's pretty much the same. If you're lucky, you can take off pretty quick if you're lucky, you know? But most traders, and I dare to say probably 90, 98% of traders fail. But why do they fail? Because they come with unrealistic expectations. They think this thing is easy. They think that you can, just watch a course and in 1 month or in 2 weeks, you could be making money. It's not like that. Because I do have my mentorship as well. I do teach. I'm a teacher. I'm a mentor, And I get a lot of people all the time just thinking that because they're getting a mentorship, it means they're going to be making money right away. And when I tell them, because I do explain, I make sure to explain very well at the beginning before they join. I don't sell signals. I teach. I'm a mentor. And I'm showing you the techniques I use. I trade with my students live so they can see how I perform in the live markets. What's my mentality, my psychology right there, right? If I'm scared or not, I'm not just buying and selling just because, right? So all that stuff it's very important. That's what I explain to my students. But people come normally to me asking me all these questions. Is this true? Can you actually make money in trading? I've been scammed a couple of times. And you see, so there's so much bad education in YouTube and social media about trading. And people start losing hope, right? You can make money, but you can also lose money, all right? You will always lose money. But if you control that, if you can control your risk management, which is the next following thing, the next topic right here, is poor risk management. So a beginner don't know how much to risk. And because they feel this greedy thing, as soon as you see that you can make money in the markets, they see themselves driving a Lamborghini next week, right? So they're gonna be putting all the money into one trade or two trades, and boom, next thing you know, you're blowing the account, right? So I want to show you here a quick video from this guy right here, from this trader. He's from South Africa, Joash Naidoo. I remember a long time when I was starting trading, I actually bought his signals one time, and I blew my account in probably a week. And the reason why I blew my account, he actually explains it here. Look at what he's going to say really quick in this video right here. Look at this.
I don't use a stop loss to trade. Every time I used a stop loss, the stop loss would take me out by 1 or 2 pips, then shoot in my direction into deep blues.
So you see what he's saying, right? He never uses stop loss. He doesn't use stop loss. That's a bad advice, especially for a beginner, right? You have to freaking use the stop loss. What he's saying that as soon as he puts the stop loss, the price comes right at him, stop him out, and then goes direction. Bro, then your strategy sucks probably, right? You have to have a stop loss. If you don't have a stop loss, that means you're risking your entire account. That means that your type of a strategy is that you're willing to blow your account in every single trade. Is that what you're trying to say? You know what I mean? So that's really not a good man. You might as well just go to a casino. Really. So look at what it says.
For that reason, I stay away from a stop loss. And people would say, Josh, where's your risk management? You got no risk management. Listen to this. If I'm willing to take a risk of not choosing a stop loss on my trading account, money which belongs to me, a trading account which I funded, then why do I care what others say about my trading or my trading system? Who's stopping me from not choosing a stop loss? Yeah.
You see? So he got his point, right? That's his account. He can do with his account whatever he wants. But the thing is that he sells signals to beginners, right? To a lot of beginners. And most of his money is actually coming from signals, from selling signals. And people is actually blowing their accounts in a week or probably in 1 day or 2. He normally goes into massive drawdowns. When I enter his account, his signal account, he normally goes into massive drawdowns. He tends to open like, I don't know, probably 10, 20, or 30 trades in one single time, all in once. Boom, 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 right? and he just simply wait for price to recover back up, and I mean, with zero stop loss. You see, so he is willing to blow his account every single day. Every single day he trades either US 30, Nasdaq, or S&P. I don't remember. I think Nasdaq or US 30. So he is willing to lose his account every single day. But what about your followers, bro? What about the people that actually joins your signals? They are not willing to lose their account. Should have a big disclaimer there. If you're joining my signals, you better be willing to blow your account every day, because that's what I do. That's how I trade. I don't use a stop loss. You know, he doesn't highlight that. So anyways, that's a type of risk management that is quite risky. I don't recommend, if you're a beginner, please don't do that. You have to use a stop loss. No matter what, you have to use a stop loss if you're a beginner. Once you start making money and you have a strategy and all of that, if you want to do it in the future, I mean, whatever. But at the beginning, if you want to survive in this game, you have to freaking use a stop loss. You have to use it, okay? Same with the lot size. People get overexcited and start, again, they are just trying to flip their account. And what nowadays you see on Instagram, YouTube, is this guy is trying to flip. Oh, let's see how I can turn $1,000 into $10,000 in a week. So you see, they're incentivizing this. They're trying to make people do this type of crazy stuff. And this is all to call their attention. This is all for YouTube likes and to get more people to get their course or signals, especially signals, right? So, bro, be careful, all right? If you're a beginner, you have to, that's why you're probably failing. If you're watching this, it's because, I mean, see, if you're a beginner or because you're probably losing already because you have poor risk management. I teach my students to have a very good risk management. Always trading is small. Trade small. If you want to use your own personal account or you want to use a funded account, always trade small, because you want your account. Let's say you open a $1,000 account with a broker, and I'm talking about a straight up like $1,000 into one account. I'm not talking about funded accounts or challenges. No, just an account with real money, $1,000. Trade with 0.01 lot size. Use 0.01, 0.02. No more than that. You want that account to last you long enough to practice, right? Because you will be losing more than you will be winning at the beginning. If you're learning a strategy as a beginner, you will be losing more than you will be winning. So it's okay if you lose. You will be look, if you lose those $1,000, it's okay. But how many trades did you take? How many trades were you able to take to blow those $1,000? Oh, I took, I don't know, 100 trades, probably 150 trades. That's experience. You had 150 trades on your folder, you know. So that's experience. The more trades you take, it's experience. So you make sure to track down, which is the last part right here, to get a record, right, of every trade that you're taking. So that way, that's what I actually did at the beginning, you know, in order to be able for my account to last longer, just risking very small. And when you're trading very small, you don't feel fear, which is the next point right here, emotional decision making. So you don't feel fear when you're trading very small. When you know you're only risking like $10 in this trade, $20 in this trade, if you have $1,000 account and you're risking just $10, you know that's not going to hurt you much. But if you know that in those $1,000 account, you're losing $300, $400 per trade, you're like, shit, it would only take me 3 trades to blow this account. You know? But if you know you're risking very small, the lowest you can, $5, you risk $5 per trade or something like that. Very small, the lowest you can. It will help you, right? Gain more experience in the future. So emotional decision making having this fear and greed as well when you're using the big lot size is just you just have to be careful, you know. FOMO, this so-called FOMO, fear of missing out. Sometimes you see a setup and or what it looks like a potential setup for you, and then you're like, oh my God, should I take it? Should I not? Okay, I'm just going to enter, and I know probably FOMC today or CPI news today are going to pump market up, so you take the position. Sometimes you are in profits, you enter and you are in profits, but you get scared and you're like, oh, this price is probably going to reverse on me. I'm $30 in profits, I'm $50 in profits, I'm going to close. So those emotions are always there. They're always there. But especially as a beginner, right? As a professional trader, you will still have those emotions, but you know how to control them. You are more like, yeah, no, I'm just gonna leave it. I'm okay with that. I will just continue holding until the price reaches a certain area, like I don't know, TP1, TP2, depending on what you're targeting. But this is one of the things, again, that is keeping traders from becoming profitable, is making these emotional decisions whenever they're trading. You know, you're going quite of aggressive, you know. You have this FOMO, right? Sometimes you have greediness, you feel greedy, so you think that, let's see what it is. I forgot the word in English. So you're holding onto winning trades for too long, hoping for excessive profit. So it's like you're going to be, you enter with a lot size, let's say with a big lot size, and you're holding that position and you are so greedy saying, no, I know the price will get there. I just know it's going to get there. And then prices start reversing on you. And now it goes to the break-even area, but you're not on break-even yet. And the price is almost hitting your stop loss, and you're still so stubborn saying, I know the price is going to reverse right here. I know the price is going to go my direction. Boom, stop you out. When it stops you out, you are so frustrated and irritated again that most likely you're going to go into revenge, right? You're going to be looking for those revenge trades, which is also going to be worse at that point because you're angry and you want to take it on the markets. Boom. Next thing you know, you're blowing accounts after account. So be careful with that. Be careful. This emotional decision making, of course, it's lack of knowledge. You probably don't have enough knowledge. You don't have enough experience, right, in the markets. That's why you probably also are failing. People, again, because you have this unrealistic expectation, you go into the markets, you think because you have a $10,000 account, you're like, oh no, I'm okay making $100 a day. I will try to make $100. And you said that, and you think you'll be making $100 a day. But if you don't have the knowledge, if you don't have a skill, how do you think you're going to be making money? You have to have a skill. You have to build a skill. Now, who can give you that skill? Probably a mentor, a teacher, or if you like learning for yourself, well, you can learn things from yourself on YouTube, right? You can go on YouTube and learn, right? Probably going to take more time because there's a lot of information on YouTube, right? A lot of information is very overwhelming, the amount of information you can find on YouTube. You can totally learn from YouTube, right? But it's probably going to take you more time, right? So lack of knowledge leads traders to fail. Lack of discipline as well, basically the same thing. If you don't have discipline and patience, it's also going to get you killed because you have to, like all of this, poor risk management, emotional, lack of knowledge, discipline right here. Let's say if you have a plan, or apparently you think you have a plan, and you say, well, I'm going to try to take just 2 shots. My rule is I'm going to take only 2 entries a day, right? And you go ahead, you take the first shot, it's a loss. Take the second shot, another loss. And then the third, I mean, you're already pissed off with that second shot, and you say, fuck, I'm gonna look for another position. I think the price is still gonna go up, you know? So you make another entry. you're already violating that rule, right? You're not staying disciplined to the first rules you said. Okay, so I'm only going to be looking for, or I'm only going to be taking 2 shots, but you're now taking 3, 4, 5 shots in a day. What's going on there? Right? What's happening? Why are you doing that? So in my group, I teach them how to be disciplined by going live with my students. They can see me trade live, okay? They can see the decisions I'm making live, right? So that can help them in the future, right? Make the best decisions, right? I think that's the best way of teaching, seeing your mentor trade, okay? So you can see what I'm thinking, you can see what I'm seeing, right? If I have patience or not, right? If I lose a trade in front of my students or I win the trade in front of my students, they can see the mistakes I'm making, right? Take notes and correct that and to probably not repeat it in the future. So it is very important. So lack of discipline and patience is another very important thing, another reason why traders are failing. And of course, tracking the trades, right? Or reviewing the trades. I review my trades. I keep track of my trades every day. Okay, I do this with my students. So this is pretty much how I close this week. You can see that my weeks, I have different amount of trades every week. Sometimes I have more trades, sometimes I have less trades than other weeks. The profits changes. My winning rate probably sucks, as you can see here. Like, for example, look at this week. But how on earth was I able to still close the week in profits with $34, having so many losses right here? Right? If you can see here, most of the times, because I'm trading ICT concepts, this is why I love it. I love these concepts. It's because I know I can realize soon when I'm probably wrong and I close the position. So I cut losses. Most of the times, my full stop loss never gets hit because I'm cutting it. I'm closing the position before it hits my full stop loss. You know what I mean? So that's why I'm able to survive a bunch of losses right here. But I'm not concerned about my winning rate. How would you say? You see, this week I won 3 times, 1 break even, and then we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 trades, 9 losses, 3 wins. What would you say my winning rate was right there? Pretty bad, right? But how on earth I was still in profits? Because I was cutting losses, right? Most of the losses I had, I cut, right? I cut losses. And the very few wins, they were actually quite nice, right? Much bigger. So that keeps me in the game, right? There are weeks where I actually made over $1,000, nice, but it's not like that every single day. But you want to keep track, guys. You need to keep track. As a beginner, you need to keep track of your trades because you need to know what you're doing wrong. You need to know what you're doing right. So you can remember those trades that you messed up, those mistakes, right, that you had. You want to remember that. So you're not going to make the same mistake next day. So you have to keep track, right? Winning trades, losing trades, you have to keep track of everything. It is so important. So if, guys, this is my personal list right here of things that I wrote down that I wanted to talk to you about, that I believe, that I think why most traders are failing. If you're able to correct this, you should be in a good path. Okay? Have a good risk management. Don't come to the markets with an unrealistic expectation. Okay? Don't expect, there's uncertainty here. If you come into the markets or you're planning to become a trader, you cannot say, okay, I'm planning to start making at least $100 per week, at least within the next 3 weeks or within the next 3 months. There's nothing guaranteed. There's nothing that guarantees that. So if you come into my group saying, Eduardo, can you teach me how to become profitable and start making money in a month or 2 or 3 or 6 months? I don't know if you will be able to do it. Nobody knows. Because at the end of the day, it depends on the person. I can give you the strategy. You could get a strategy from Warren Buffett, from Robert Kiyosaki, from Jesus, from whoever, right? From the actual Jesus Christ. There is no guarantee you will be making money. And nobody knows, nobody will ever know exactly when you will be making money, when you will start making money. Could take 6 months, could take 3 months, could take a year, could take 7 years. Nobody knows. Nobody knows, because that will depend on how much effort you put into this thing, how much you want it. But besides that, wanting it is how much effort do you really put? Concentration, effort, discipline, patience, not being freaking greedy, trying to flip your account, right? Be realistic. Okay? Hope it makes sense. Hope this video was able to clarify things for you. I hope you're actually watching until this point right here. If you didn't, well, I just wish you the best. And if you think this video showed you something, or you're going through some of these things right now, let me know in the comment section. If you want to be part of my team, you want to see me trade live, just go visit my website, teamprofitsenglish.com. Check it out over there. I am offering a lifetime mentorship for a one-time payment. You're part of my team forever, okay? I focus on teaching. I don't sell signals. I don't recommend you getting signals from anybody. Don't get signals from anybody. Please, if you're a beginner, use stop loss. Don't trade like this. Don't trade like this. That's way too crazy. You can do it in the future once you are profitable, but at the beginning, don't do it. Please don't do it. Thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe if you're new. Give your thumbs up. It motivates me. If this video gets to 50 likes, I will go ahead and do a giveaway of my lifetime mentorship program. I will do a giveaway and I will post it on Instagram. So make sure to also follow me on Instagram. The link is in the description. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Take it easy.